Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE. It's 6:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and boy, it's a great morning. It's a Thursday morning. I'm so glad you joined me. Great news about your stimulus. Great news about the economy. It's a good morning. We're going to have a lot of fun. And thank you for joining me. And this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE with great exciting news about your stimulus, as Mitch McConnell says that a stimulus relief will be coming right away. He'll be putting for a vote right away. He's going to fast track it, and it's going to be the top priority of the Senate in the next couple of days. Meantime, Wall Street's reacting, and they say it's coming very quickly as well. This is incredible, great news. So I hope the toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you are here, and it's going to be a good morning. Hope you had a great evening, and let's get ready for Thursday. It's going to be a good one. If you've not subscribed to this channel, go to the channel, subscribe, because we're all together. We're going to get through this to the finish line together, and it is a great community. It's a great community that you want to be a part of, and you also don't want to miss a video when a new video goes up. So make sure you hit the alert button as well. Also, like this video. Liking the video helps the video appear higher in the algorithm, and you've been doing a great job of it, so keep it up. And this is an instant premiere. This, Charlotte, is an instant premiere, so look to the right of the channel. You'll see a live chat. So if you're watching this video when it debuts at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is a live instant premiere. And by doing so, you can chat on the right while the video is debuting for other people. You can chat with your power buddies. You can talk about the price of eggs and take the price of milk, see if it's higher where you are than where your friends are at, and chat about that and more. So enjoy the live chat and super chat. Thank you for people who super chatted on election night. That was a lot of excitement. All right, so with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here this morning is that Mitch McConnell is putting your stimulus for a vote. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Yes, the man has had sort of an epiphany. He's had an awakening. He's seen the second coming. The second coming of stimulus. He's seen the three deities. That the first one is the first stimulus, the second stimulus is the second stimulus deity, and hopefully he sees the third one. So this is the second stimulus he would be putting for a vote, not a third, but hopefully he understands that the second one that everyone's talking about expires very soon. Let me go over some incredible comments from Mitch overnight. As I've seen repeatedly in the last few months, we need a rescue package. That is another way to say stimulus package. Hopefully the partisan passions that prevented us from doing another rescue package will subside with the election. And I think we need to do it, and I think we need to do it before the end of the year. That's incredible, great news. He's going to be putting for a vote right away, and this is top priority for him. I think that stimulus is job one when we get back. The first job one. Boy, incredible, great news. Just incredible words. Hopefully you get a more cooperative situation than we've had. I don't think you can get more uncooperative than we had. So that's really good. Then he reflected on where we had come from. The speaker had laid out a $2.5 trillion package with all the kind of things that I think were simply unrelated to the subject. Let me go over that comment. So it wasn't 2.5, it was 2.4, and then it went to 2.2, but it was also 3.5, so we all get the message that he's trying to send. But then he says it was unrelated to the subject. He's saying that it was not stimulus related. Well, yes, we certainly agree with that. It was not stimulus related. Much of the HEROES Act, the original 3.5, was not stimulus related, and then when it was tailored down to 2.4 or 2.3, it was still not stimulus related. You could look at the bill and really count up almost maybe about $1 trillion of a $2 trillion bill that had nothing to do with stimulus. And you yourself, as the viewers of this channel, I try to educate you on how much things cost. You yourself can figure out how much things cost out of a $2 trillion bill. Well, one first of all, her stimulus checks were not $1,200, so that's why it's even cheaper than that. But if everyone was getting $1,200 on her stimulus bill, it would be $300 billion. Okay, let's double that. Let's say everyone's getting $2,400 stimulus checks. That would be $600 billion. You see where 1.5 or 1.8 is very robust. We're nowhere near that. FPUC another round is a few hundred billion. EIDL loans is like 100. PPP, for example, there's that PPP still sitting around. We're not forgetting that. There's that $850 billion PPP. You don't even need to put that in there. So just repurpose it as well. And then you have FPUC, some money for rent. I mean, that's why problem solvers put in 1.5, because and even if you throw stuff on top of problem solvers, you're still at 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. You're not at 2.5. You're just not. The majority of the 2.5 number that she had nothing to do with stimulus, and that's absolutely a correct comment by him. Then McConnell said, ultimately, you have to kill the virus before we come back to normal, because there's no other way to get back to normal. You can keep pumping money into the economy forever, and it won't solve the problem until we kill the virus. I guess he's using her expression now. We're saying kill the virus, not crush the virus. Having said that, there are other sectors that need help, and I've outlined that what I think is appropriate. But I don't need to make it the final decision. We have to deal with the Democrats. Well, that's wonderful, Mitch. I'm so glad you're so accommodating. This is the new Mitch is just wonderful. I don't get to make the final decision. I think last time you didn't get to make any decision. And that was sort of the problem, that the Temple of Doom had said, I don't want him involved. She specifically said that. I don't want him involved. And I only want to talk to Steve. Well, Steve is potentially no longer involved. And now she would be talking to Mitch, who, would be making half of the final decision as the potential top-ranking Republican in Washington. But what I'm saying is, I think now that the election's over, the need is there, and the need to sit down and work this out. Well, the need was there before the election. I think it's a I'm just giving him the slide of that. I think he misspoke, that he's just saying the need just started today. No, the need has been there for a while. But it's time to sit down and work this out. Amen. Well, that's really good. If you recall, Mitch is very quick. And what's reassuring is the routing times could be very quick. Mitch can get a bill done, signed, and passed within less than 4 or 5 days. I mean, the man is rapid fire. I don't know how many people he has on his staff or how quickly he types, but he just really does things quickly. So he can go home and write a bill, and it'll be done by Monday, and it'll be 3,000 pages long. And then he can put it for a vote, and then everyone's ready to vote for it in 2 days, and then it's done. I mean, and I'm not just saying that out of my opinion. He's known for doing that. He's known for congressional magic, that when he wants to do magic, he can do magic. And whether or not you like what happened with Judge Barrett, you see how quickly he did that turnaround. That was all his doing. And ultimately, the reason why we might be sitting here talking about a Republican Senate is because of Judge Barrett. That may have ultimately been the reason why Lindsey Graham got reelected. That might have been the reason why Mitch McConnell got reelected. And that's where we are. It's really quite surprising. Now, if you turn to everything else and what other people are saying, they are thinking that the stimulus package would be smaller. But the question is, how much smaller? Now, some of the comments that people made yesterday were made after Mitch's comments, so I'm going to qualify them. A stimulus package is still possible, more probable, but I think it'll be smaller than in a blue wave scenario. Well, that's sort of obvious. If it was a blue wave, meaning if the Senate had gone Republican, had gone Democrat, you would have seen like Joe Biden wanted a $7 trillion package, but again, didn't give you checks. It was fixing the highways. I think it would be under $2 trillion, which would be disproportionate investors, said Gardner to CNBC. I do think I see continued direct stimulus checks. I love those words. I do think you could see continued. I just love that word. Don't you love that word? Continued stimulus checks. I just love that. Continued direct payments. You may see some enhanced unemployment benefits. The may needs to be taken out of the sentence. Of course, you're going to see enhanced unemployment benefits. I mean, come on, just at a lower level. Oh, that's absolutely true. This is another what an analyst told CNBC. Absolutely. So the $600 a week from Nancy Pelosi, no way. There's the highway. Her way is just not the highway on that one. You're not going to see $600 a week for FPUC. It's just not going to happen. I would like to see where things stands first quarter of next year and whether or not we get this going. I and then some people before Mitch's comment were sort of confused of the situation. So as we sit here today, what should you be thinking about and what should you be focused on? Well, you should be ramping up. Purple Power, do your thing. That follows this channel. Purple Power, ramp up. Ultimately, stimulus will be coming to you. Let's go over this. Stimulus will be coming over to you. That's a given. First. Second, how much stimulus and how many stimulus packages, it's really unclear. No one has been talking about stimulus after December, and it makes me very anxious and a little bit nervous because ultimately either these people wake up very soon or someone has to start shouting at them because there is no stimulus after December, and you can't expire unemployment. You can't expire eviction moratoriums and mortgage forbearance. You have to have relief in January. It's sort of like January's a new year, so just fend for yourself. I was just, what are we doing here? If you don't realize, there's a lot of things expiring in just a few weeks, and the second stimulus packages that these people have written were not written to expand all the way into the new year. Now, all they have to do is potentially just change a sentence, but that makes the bills much bigger. Suddenly a $1.5 trillion bill that goes to May or April of next year is not $1.5 trillion. It balloons these bills because you're making them very big. Now, here's the positive news about this. I've not done the mathematics on this, and you can see where my brain is going to saying this sort of without script and off the cuff, is that these bills were supposed to go May to December originally. Okay, you're following me so far? They were supposed to go May to December. So that's June, July, August, September, October, November, December. These were supposed to be 7-month bills that were supposed to cover 6 to 7 months of relief to the American citizens. Okay, now we're at the 6th of the 7th month. We're almost at the end of the period in which these bills were supposed to provide. So if you think of it logically, perhaps if you took the bill and started the bill today and go forward 6 months, then that would cover us to, January, February, March, April, May. It would cover us to May next year. You can do that sometimes, but other times you can't. I'll tell you why. Retroactive. I mean, some people absolutely need this retroactive benefit, so you can't go forward 5 months and not go back at all. So, I'm worried that someone may do that analysis that I just did for you and say, okay, well, we have to go retroactive. Let's just go retroactive for 1 month, and then we'll go forward for 4 months. Well, then you're bringing people retroactive to October, and they're going to miss the month of September and August. So now they're not missing 1 month of FPUC. They're going to miss 8 weeks of FPUC because you want to bring it into 4 months into the future, and to keep the bill at exactly 1.5. That is what's troubling, is that when Mitch had a $500 billion bill and Nancy had a $2.4 trillion bill, these were bills for a few months ago. And now time has passed. Well, when are the bills going to run from? Are they going to run from now to the future? Now, some of the things do not need to be retroactive, so that is good concern. So rent aid, ironically, does not have to be retroactive. Anything that is not monetary does not have to be retroactive. Hazard pay, in a way, is not retroactive. It's just if you have enough hours, here's a check. The grants are not retroactive, so that's good. They're just, if you qualify, here's a grant. It doesn't matter what month you're getting the grant, you're getting a grant. So those provisions make sense. Ultimately, I hope they're doing that analysis, because I'm just realizing the analysis myself as well. A lot of twists and turns, and we're going to get through this together. So I hope you have a good morning. And if you've not, go to the front of the channel, subscribe because we're going to get through this together, and we're going to do the analysis like this. We're going to realize, wait a second, what months are we covered under this bill? The months of coverage are important, and I hope this time around, now that we have gotten past this election, that certain people like the Temple of Doom will start talking about numbers and won't do this fake narrative of these adjectives and these adverbs, crush the virus and children going hungry. I hope we'd actually deal with numbers. So we say, okay, no, you have to go retroactive this many months, you have to go forward this many months, because then you see the issues. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. As always, go to the friend's channel, subscribe because we can get through this together. And also like this video. Coming up next is Morning to LALATE at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay at LA for more.